Welcome to Talking Back Sunday. It's Tuesday, February 9th, 2021.
Woo!
Don, we were wrong about our Super Bowl picks. I can't believe a couple of music nerds like us were wrong.
So wrong. So wrong. Couldn't have been more wrong.
I was worse than right. I was wrong.
I was wrong. Man, what a bummer, huh?
Has your house just been like real sad since Sunday night?
It's been all right. Like John, my son is he's really the one who got our whole family going with the Chiefs last year, and he in the right before halftime they were losing. It wasn't even that bad yet. I don't know. I think at halftime it was like 21-6 or something like that. So not great. Bad. But they were still in it for sure. But even at that point, he was just like sobbing on the couch and like just losing it. And somewhere by the middle of the second half, I think he had just accepted it and he was basically fine. But there was a good half hour there where he was just like so like unconsolable. And he kept telling us to turn it off. And we're like, well, we're not going to turn it off. Like, there's still...
the only thing going on.
Yeah. And really, they've come back from worse deficits than that. I think even last Super Bowl, they were down by 2 touchdowns or more at some point. It was crazy. And they came back. And so that almost actually made it worse, though, because there kept being that feeling that, all right, they're going to snap out of this and like start kicking ass and come back at some point, and they just never did. It was just a slow death.
No, man.
Yeah, it was.
I was rooting for Kansas, but my kids, I don't know why, they started picking up on rooting for the Buccaneers, and maybe they were winning at the time or something, so they were front runners. But my little daughter's bouncing around the couch going, Buccaneers. Like, where are you getting this from? You rooting against your father? This isn't cool.
Maybe it was the pirates are kind of fun. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, my son is scared of pirates. We went to Disney World a couple years ago, and he like hated the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And I was like, dude, this is like my favorite one from when I was your age. What's going on? But something else, I don't know.
Wow,
those robot pirates are a little creepy.
Yeah.
Those
and the line was very long for that one.
I hate robot pirates.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that Will Ferrell commercial? That was fantastic.
Yeah, that made me laugh.
Yeah,
that was very funny.
I miss Will Ferrell. I wish he had a movie coming out soon that I could watch.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
I really liked his look in that commercial too, with his big curly afro and his little beard growing out and stuff. Looks kind of maniacal.
Yeah, one of the few commercials that make me laugh out loud legitimately.
Yeah, when he was like said he said something like said, yeah, we're gonna show those losers. I just thought, oh man, that is grade A comedy right there.
Yeah, when he does stuff like that, it's so funny, and I don't really like why, but his delivery is always so funny.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, his delivery is a big part of it. He says things that sometimes, like, if other people said it, it wouldn't be that funny, but the way he delivers it takes it over the top.
The way that you said losers, like, it reminded me of the mom scene when he's yelling at his mom.
Meatloaf.
The meatloaf, ma. Oh, from Wedding Crashers.
The part that really sold it for me was when you'd say, "What is she even doing back there?"
Oh man,
it's those little touches like that. Make all the difference.
And I was drinking pretty good watching the Super Bowl, and because what else are you gonna do? I had to shovel a lot of snow. I had a nice little spiked seltzer before, give me some energy.
Ooh, slow down there.
Yeah.
Oof.
They got the kids to bed. I'm like, well, it's still pretty early. And I forgot I hadn't done my Spanish lesson.
Oh.
I'm on like a 36-day streak.
Wow.
So
Wow,
I-
you doing like Duolingo or something?
yeah. It's been fun. It's 20 minutes of my day. I'm like, I can do 20 minutes of that a day. I'm not getting very good. Still make a lot of mistakes. But I realized it was like 11:30 at night and everyone was in bed. And I'm like, oh man, I think I might be too drunk to do this, but I got to keep the streak alive. So I'm sitting there with my phone in one hand and kind of going like this. What? How do you conjugate that verb? Anyway, I think it took me twice as long and I was so tired, but I did it. It's one of the most challenging things to happen this year.
Drunk Spanish lessons.
Drunk Spanish lessons with Sean Cooper.
Yeah. I'm more of like
That-
get good and yipped on coffee and do it around like 11:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Makes more
I
sense.
think that you like getting drunk and doing the Spanish lesson could be like its whole other podcast. Like that's just the whole premise. You just get hammered and do things that you like that require your attention and focus.
I think it might be sad and very embarrassing to see how long it takes. I was battling my alarm system. Had to replace a battery with that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, how'd
I
that go?
bought the wrong battery, of course.
Hmm.
Like a 2450N. I didn't realize there was a little N at the end of the battery.
Oh, so you probably got the A, right?
Yeah, whatever.
I
So I
know
bought
how
the
that
wrong thing, and then. But anyway, Jamie and I were discussing it earlier. And she's like, you get things right at like the 20th try. Like that's about right.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that hurts my feelings.
Third
But
time's the
okay.
charm for most people. 20th time is the charm for me. And God forbid you add in booze.
And
That's the fun we've been having over here.
Yeah.
nice.
I did something really fun and cool the other night. When everybody was in bed, I'd had a few drinks myself, and I discovered this cartoon from the 80s called Chuck Norris and the Karate Commandos.
Whoa!
Wait, what?
And I watched a few episodes of that.
Where can one
Wow.
find this show? Is it on the
Yeah.
YouTube?
It's not on. They're not full episodes on YouTube. There's a app or something called Tubi, like TUBI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of the, I think they just have kind of like second rate programming, but it's free and you have to watch some commercials while you watch it. But so if you're looking for a good time at around 11 o'clock at night after you've had a few, check
Oh,
out
man.
Chuck Norris.
I think I'd enjoy that on any level, sober, drunk.
It's
My
really
kind of a
fun.
good time for sure.
How many episodes are there?
I think they only got through one season. I don't think it was very successful. It's really like a third rate G.I. Joe cartoon.
Nice.
Well, because Rambo, there was a Rambo cartoon, so that was like a second-rate G.I. Joe. Then you got to go a step below that.
Yeah. It's very similar to his movies, where I feel like he was kind of a third-rate Rambo with a lot of his movies, so he made a third-rate G.I. Joe cartoon.
Man.
But it's very funny. I mean, if you enjoy that type of thing, I was glad to know it existed. I had no idea. It was like in like 86 or 87, like at the probably one of the biggest points of Chuck Norris's career. And he does like a live action introduction at the beginning and end of it. And he like tries to teach the kids like a good lesson. He's like, our backs were against the wall when we were fighting Super Ninja, but we didn't give up, and you shouldn't give up either.
Wow, good advice.
Yeah.
Never thought of that.
The more you know.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
that type of thing was very popular in the 80s. Like the real guy talking before the show.
Yeah, that was a thing. That kind of went away after that. I can't really think of that happening any other time.
Yeah, me either.
Well, and even like G.I. Joe, they didn't do the live action thing, I don't think, but they would always have those like lessons that they would teach you at the end of the episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like but then like years later they like somebody overdubbed them grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh,
Um, what was that called? That was hilarious.
I have to look that up again. It's been a long time.
You mentioning that the Chuck Norris cartoon makes me wish, or makes me want to like be doing like a late night drive on the bus, and then we're all sitting around watching this ridiculous cartoon that we probably couldn't watch with our significant others and have them enjoy it as much as we would all enjoy it.
Yeah. It would have been very fun to put on the bus at about 2 a.m. We all had a great time. But it was also definitely one of those things where like I was just like, this is really ridiculous that I'm this excited and enjoying myself this much doing this.
That's the point of the pandemic that you're at.
Yeah.
Anything helps.
Yeah, just different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. So what else is going on?
I don't know.
Mark, you do anything cool?
Cool. Yeah, I think.
There's did you guys watch Saturday Night Live?
I did. That Phoebe Bridgers, what a heathen.
She
Oh,
did great,
boy.
man.
No, it was amazing. And there was something that I liked. I'd never watched her perform live, and her voice has a significant difference in the timbre of it. There was something that sounded way richer live than on recordings, and I was very surprised by it. It really blew me away because I was watching live on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is great, and it was really cool to hear that. And yeah, big fan of her. I was listening to her this morning, in fact.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Were people actually mad that she was smashing her guitar? I couldn't tell.
I didn't see the outrage either. I saw people outraged at the outrage.
Yeah, me too.
So I assume there was something.
I just saw stuff on Twitter, and then I just thought, like, who gives a shit? Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, she played a good Saturday Night Live performance. Who gives a fuck? But there was, I did see something about like David Crosby from Crosby, Stills and Nash was like said something. Or can you hold on a second? Hey, could you give me a minute? Okay, we'll just finish it out, then we'll figure it out. There's he was like talking crap to her or like said something negative about it on Twitter, and she just wrote back, "Little bitch," to David Crosby. And for some reason that just made me laugh so hard.
Oh, I got to give her a follow. That's awesome. But I bet he wishes he could swing a guitar as hard as she could. I like the sparks that shot up and stuff.
What was that? Was that real? I couldn't tell.
No.
What? So they just set up a sparking thing at the bottom of the amp and.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it was on the monitor. I thought it was rad. Like, it's just a fun little show.
Little mini.
Little showmanship.
Pyro.
Yeah.
So what was David Crosby mad at?
Phoebe Bridgers like tried to smash a guitar at the end of her performance. Yeah. And David Crosby didn't like that one bit because
he said it was pathetic. Is it? Well, that was his.
He said it was pathetic, and that the apparently he went on like a long rant about it. I didn't know that, but I read it on a Consequence of Sound did an article on it, and
I didn't see that.
And he was saying that that's what happens when you can't write, and that the people who play the instrument know how to respect it and stuff like that. And then I thought, he's kind of acting like a little bitch. She was right.
It's a guitar. Like,
Yeah, who
She's
gives a
got
shit?
she's got a lot of them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect the instrument.
David
There's like
Crosby should not be worrying about what this little girl is. I don't who what is doing. You know, whatever this girl is, she is doing on SNL. Like, why would you care about that, David Crosby?
it,
Good question.
there's I think on the internet at this point there's it or just I've just noticed that there's like people will complain about everything. Like
Mhm.
there's nothing they won't complain about. Like that Jeep commercial that Bruce Springsteen did for the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
They were saying that like I saw this one tweet that was saying that it's like just supporting white nationalists. And I'm like, what the
What?
oh my God. Yeah, because he's a white guy and it's at a church in middle America, and then somehow they connected the dots to like white nationalism. And I'm like, yo, it's Bruce Springsteen. It's a fucking Jeep commercial, and he's talking about unity. I don't think
Mhm.
that was even in their periphery when that shit was going on. So, but it's just people, I think they're just really into being outraged. And now that that fucking uh, failed casino owner isn't on Twitter anymore, they gotta focus that outrage somewhere else.
Man, I think you can find whatever you're looking for because when I see Bruce Springsteen in that commercial, I go, "Wow, he looks great." So
He does
like,
look great.
I'm a
Yeah.
guy that's getting older, and I'm like, I hope I can look that good. I'm like, wonder what his diet is.
Yeah, I
Now
thought
I
that.
start thinking about that. I'm like, man, I got to do the things he's doing. Maybe I'll get an earring. You know, like that. That's where my brain goes. So
This
maybe
is,
if you want to find white nationalism, you'll find that.
Yeah.
I want to
Oh,
find the fountain of youth.
yeah. I actually thought, oh man, I wonder where he got that coat.
Yeah, it's a nice coat. Look cozy.
Real cool coat.
I was thinking the same thing.
Did it make you
Yeah.
want to get a Jeep?
That coat. Yeah, I don't
The
particularly
coat
like the
made you
Jeep.
want to get a Jeep. Oh no.
Yeah, just the coat.
Yeah.
The coat and an earring.
That's what it should have been a commercial for. Coats and earrings.
Yeah.
It sold me.
Shaun, I gotta be honest, I really did think, oh man, I should start wearing a gold hoop earring again.
It's just the boss. He does it so effortlessly, it seems.
Oh, it's too funny.
I do want to get a Ford Bronco though. Holy crap, those cars are the best.
Yeah,
They
dude.
look like the coolest cars on the planet.
I haven't seen one in real life yet. I've only seen pictures.
Neither have I.
What
I
did
haven't-
they,
There's my
did they
buddy.
do something new and crazy with the Bronco?
They just
They're-
look awesome, and they have like a modular roof, so you can take off like just the driver's portion of the roof, or just the back, or just the
Oh.
trunk. But there was so Greg, my buddy Greg, he doesn't like them, and I think they're the best. And he sent me this picture the other day. He's like, here's a big reason why I don't like the new Bronco. And it's a picture of the dash, and in the middle of the dash is like a button that you push for GOAT mode, GOAT mode, like greatest of all time. And and I spent the next hour Googling, like, does every Ford Bronco have this on it? Because if I ever got one, I wouldn't want it to say GOAT mode.
I'll pay
my
extra to
car.
keep the goat mode out of my car.
What is
Yeah.
it?
And what's the
Well,
answer?
No, they all have the GOAT mode, but I couldn't find out if you could just get it like just a different button, like get the button that doesn't say GOAT mode on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, goat mode is no bueno on the goat mode, huh?
No go on the goat mode.
I picture somebody like who's the diners, drive-ins, and dives guy?
Fieri.
Right.
Yeah.
He would like goat mode.
like that's who it's for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Guys like that, like bleach tips.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, the new Bronco is pretty dope though.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm not really a car guy either. That's how I know it's really cool. Like, cause I saw it on the internet and thought, oh man, that's an awesome car. And normally I see a car on the internet and I just think, oh, that's a car.
Yeah, get
That's
you
not
from point A to point B.
Yeah. But I actually took my Bronco out just the other day, going cruise around. Things running great.
Nice, that's amazing.
Yeah. I was gonna sell it there for a minute, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
I've almost done that with my Ford many times. Like, all right, that's it. I'm selling it, and then I can't do it.
Yeah, there's something about like it. Yeah, there's something about it. Like mine smells like my dad had this like truck when I was younger, and for some reason this like my Bronco smells just like his truck. Like I think it was just like a utility car in the 80s. That's just what they smelled like.
Yeah, that's what
And,
my parents' first car smelled like. When they were married, they got a '77 Nova, and that was the first car I ever drove. Mark remembers
yeah,
it.
see.
I do.
It's held together with Bondo, and that smell.
Yeah,
Yeah, your
so,
Bronco
like,
makes me feel at home.
yeah, like it's like the smell, and you get in it. I took Asa for like a drive the other day, and he just looked at me and goes, Dad, this car would be perfect for camping. Look, I fit perfectly in the back seat. And he laid down on the back seat, and it was the perfect little bed for him. It was funny.
Oh, father-son trip.
Yeah.
Sneak him out one day.
Yeah, we can't go too far because it doesn't have shoulder belts, like shoulder seat belts, because it was back in the 80s when like they didn't care about safety.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you were in the back of a station wagon, then you wouldn't even have to wear a seatbelt. You were facing backwards. It's totally safe.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
With your face pressed up against the glass, looking at the cars
well,
behind you.
everyone over 17 is ripping cigarettes with the windows closed in the winter.
Yeah.
There's plenty of ashtrays in this thing.
in airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was just a different time.
Everywhere you went.
Yeah, the doctor's office.
Elevators.
Post office.
Remember the mall? The mall would have ashtrays all over the place.
Yeah, well, I remember when they made it to where you could just smoke in like there was a smoking section, but the mall in North Carolina, it was called Oak Hollow Mall, and when they made it to where you couldn't smoke in the whole mall, you just smoked by the smoking section, but the smoking section was right next to the food court and right next to the escalators. So everybody's walking through there regardless. Like it just didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, remember the Waffle House that you worked at? When they changed the laws in New York, so that like they had to make a smoking section, so they blast off this whole like corner of the restaurant, so that everyone who's smoking is just in this like smoke box. Like
they did that at the Golden Reef Diner in Rockville Center too.
Yeah, like I think all they did was just put up a glass partition that went to the ceiling, so it was really just like a glass smoking box. And it was always smoky in there.
Yeah. And
you know what's funny? So a guy in my building, Steve, that I'm pretty friendly with, is his brother-in-law owns American Waffle House.
No way.
Yeah, dude. So I'm talking to him, and he's exactly
that's my
like
boss.
He's exactly like my Uncle Peter. And he was like,
yeah.
And he was like, Waffle House. And we were talking about one day, he was like, he just brought it up, and he was like, actually, I'm the one that just told him, like, he was like, I want to make it like a Waffle House, but they won't let me open it here. He was like, just do it, and then just put American on top. You're good.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
That's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was you? I was like, dude, the singer of my band used to work there. He was like, oh, man, my brother-in-law definitely hired him. He's the only guy that hires there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. There's because they had one over by the Sunrise Mall, and then they opened another location in Seaford, and then I stopped working there eventually after that.
That's
crazy.
It is a small world.
Man, I wish I could remember his name. I can still picture him, like I can still see him in my head, but
that was a long time ago.
Yeah. In all fairness, that was a really long time ago. Crazy.
Anybody ever ask you guys, like, man, you ever think like this far down the line, you'd still be doing it, you know, the band and everything? And then like, You're like, yo, man, when you're 19, 20, 40 is non-existent. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like literally
Yeah.
non-existent.
That wasn't even on. Yeah, that wasn't even on the horizon.
Right.
I didn't even think about what we'd be doing in 5 years from then. It's like,
Right.
this is what we're doing now, so what does it matter?
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
6-week tour coming up. I can't think past that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then after we do that, we'll figure out what we'll do next. I mean, I'm not trying to look much past there.
Someone will
Yeah,
tell us, right?
That's crazy how that changes over time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess out of necessity, kind of, because you got to start dealing with grown-up stuff that involves planning.
True.
Yeah. And then also, what do you do when you get older? Like, you're still you.
Yeah.
You still want to rock with your friends.
Yeah,
And
that's all I
you're
want to
able
do, man.
Yeah.
What are you
That's
gonna
it.
not rock with your friends anymore?
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
Yeah,
No.
I'm ready to rock.
Not related to
Man.
that. I've been reading a cool book.
Okay, go on.
So it's called Here, There, and Everywhere. Our buddy James recommended it on Twitter. It's by this guy, Jeff Emmerich, I believe. He was the engineer for the Beatles.
Oh, wow.
And he got the job when he was 19 years old.
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
He replaced this guy who went on to work with Pink Floyd when they were like kind of starting up. So he took over in like 66, and the Beatles were kind of like, very well established and the biggest stars in the world. This 19-year-old kid had to set up their microphones.
Wow.
And he was
Wow.
hired
No-
by George Martin. So he's got all
no
these stories.
pressure.
Yeah. He said he was freaking out. He had known the guys and stuff, and Paul was definitely the friendliest, and Paul might have got him the gig because he wanted somebody younger. Not really sure about it, but it's a great read. Highly recommended.
Really?
Because, I can't imagine being 19 and being in that room with those guys when they're the
No.
biggest stars in the world. Like, it wasn't like 62 and they're just getting started and who knows what's going to happen. It's like he gets in with them when they start recording Rubber Soul.
Wow,
Wow.
that's crazy.
And
Did he have to
everything.
wear like a lab coat?
I don't think so. I think it was pretty loose, but I just started it. I'm like a chapter in, but I know I'm going to blow through it in a couple days.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think,
Yeah.
crazy.
I think they stopped the lab coat thing by the mid 60s. I think it was more like late 50s, early 60s. I think.
Yeah,
think-
they told
I
him they
feel
didn't have to dress like scientists anymore.
Yeah, just pretty funny.
Yeah. From our perspective, yeah, like, 'cause, like, couldn't imagine walking to a studio now and seeing a bunch of guys with lab coats, like, tinkering with the gear.
You're more likely to see someone in sweats or their pajamas than you
Yeah.
are in a freaking
Yeah.
lab coat.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Like, I remember when I was doing those classes, like, he was talking about that just because, like, a lot of the miking techniques, like the Glenn Johns, like the 3 microphones on the drums, like,
Mhm.
they, like, the whole reason for that was because the engineers were looked at like scientists, because the BBC owned all that equipment. So they were like, well, this microphone can only get this close to the kick drum because otherwise it'll, like, overload the capsule and all this stuff. So that's why they were like dressed like that, because they were more there to just take care of the equipment and all that stuff and make sure that it wasn't like used incorrectly. Crazy.
I'd like to go to the BBC again and do that
Yeah, that was awesome.
live thing.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I'd like to go anywhere and do anything live.
I have thought about that first time that we do get up on stage, and that will be fun. That will be nice.
It's not going to feel real.
Yeah. Mark,
Like,
I
oh,
have
I
a
must
feeling
have died. I must have died because this isn't real.
because I love this too much, and it's
Yeah.
not something that happens in the world anymore.
Yeah.
Mark, I have a feeling you're gonna bump everything up like 10 BPMs by the end of each song.
Oh,
Let's see where your cardio's at.
right, exactly. That's
Oh,
what I was just
true,
thinking. I am not, my brain's gonna be doing that, but my body's gonna be like, oh God.
Man. So anything else going on?
We have Love is in the air.
Is it now? Oh yeah, this
Valentine's Day on
weekend's,
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Mm.
Man, I haven't gotten anything for the kids or anybody. That's crazy.
What are you gonna get? What are you guys gonna get?
I mean, I feel like with the kids, we should get like some kind of like candies or something for them, you know?
I don't like,
Usually what we do.
I haven't even thought about it, to be honest, though.
we,
Other than like, I've like had the thought like, oh, I should do that. And then that's as far as I've thought about it.
You got a little time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go on, see if I can order something after we get off the call.
I think I'm done. Jamie and I just took a little trip to Costco, and she's been wanting like one of those enameled Dutch ovens. Like they're those
Oh, okay,
fancy ones. So they are incredibly inexpensive. So she's like, this could just be my Valentine's present. I was like, yeah, good call.
Yeah. Like, that sounds great. Done
Yeah.
and done.
I mean, not much surprise. Maybe I'll write her a nice little love note. Stick it in the Dutch oven. I'll say, hey, make me a stew. Then she'll open up the Dutch oven, get the nice little love note.
And then maybe at night you can give her a Shaun Dutch oven. Give her all these different types of Dutch ovens.
I remember we had a friend who used to brag about doing that to his girlfriend, and she wasn't his girlfriend for much longer.
Yeah, I do remember.
I was like, seriously,
man.
dude?
Yeah, I never got that.
Yeah,
how that could work. It doesn't.
Mm-mm.
I didn't actually know that a Dutch oven was a real cooking device, because the first thing that I ever heard of a Dutch oven was farting under the covers in bed. And I didn't know for years that a Dutch oven was an actual thing that people used to cook.
Yeah, the way we run our house, we like a little mystery when it comes to gaseous emissions.
It's always good. You don't want to know too much.
Yeah, we've been around each other for a solid year now, plus. It's the most polite thing I think you can do.
Yeah.
Hold those farts.
You can keep your farts. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Like a
Well,
gentleman.
that was a good talk. Yeah, right?
We for Valentine's Day, it's such a bummer. Like, we don't usually do that much, but we would generally at least like go out on a date somewhere, like a nice fancy dinner. Can't even do that right now.
Didn't have to be like that.
Yeah, if we're gonna get some takeout, it's like, well, we've done that a whole lot.
Yeah.
I'm tired of all the restaurants. Maybe we'll branch out. We'll go to a little bit of a further restaurant for takeout.
Ooh.
Something you haven't gotten in a while.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe get takeout from a 5-star restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you want. You want like a nice steak from a 5-star restaurant in a styrofoam container.
Yeah.
That you had to drive 15 minutes with it in the car before you could eat it.
Yeah, that makes it
Really
good.
Classes up the meal. Man, I don't know why, but that made me think about when I lived in Bensonhurst. There was this restaurant that was like 2 or 3 blocks away, and it was a Chinese and Mexican restaurant. And so like And I loved it so much, but they would never get anything quite right. Like they would have nachos, but with like all these wrong ingredients in it. And man, I would love to get some food from there. That'd be awesome.
There was a place like that in Rockville Center.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
parents really like that place.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good, but the chicken in the Mexican food, it was Chinese chicken,
Yes.
Yeah.
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 and it wasn't bad. It just
Yeah.
was what it was.
Yeah, it's its own special thing. It would come in like Chinese food containers, but you're having like
Yeah.
tacos or burritos,
That's right.
quesadillas.
Or like,
Kid
yeah,
that
they
went to
did
the
this-
South Side, him like he was in my grade. I remember when he came from China, couldn't
Uh-huh.
speak a lick of English. His family owned that place.
I'm sure they did well.
Yeah.
Still there.
Why do you think they chose to add Mexican food and why not just make it a Chinese restaurant?
I don't know why.
It's an odd choice, I feel.
I don't know
Maybe
why. I never
because
asked.
variety is the spice of life, John.
Maybe.
Yeah, where you been?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. And it's maybe because like they're like, because there's only so many ingredients, you just make them in different ways.
Yeah, like Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's literally all the same thing wrapped up differently.
Yeah.
They keep finding new ways to repackage it.
They do.
They got a new kind of chalupa now.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Is it called the Rad Lupa?
Yep.
Nami.
They would put
Man,
some extra sauce on there.
Yeah, bacon.
Little bacon sauce.
Why
I
not?
think one of the last times I was at a Taco Bell was with Andy, our tour manager. I can't
When and
remember what
where?
we were doing. It was like we were in like New Jersey or somewhere in the Northeast, but it was oh no. Maybe I'm just thinking of the most memorable time I ever went to Taco Bell because because when I think of Taco Bell, that time is the first thing that comes to mind. But that's when we went to the storage space to like look to kind of take inventory of what was there. But that was a long time ago, and I've definitely been to Taco Bell since then. I guess what I'm trying to say is I haven't been to Taco Bell in a while.
Well,
Ditto.
All right.
it's funny you say that because I do remember the last time I was at a Taco Bell, and it was with Ray. It was with me and Ray, and I was at Huston's parents' house in Michigan, and we were driving from there. He picked me up in the rental van or whatever. So we drove from Michigan to Chicago to play Riot Fest. On the way there, we stopped in a place. It was where the hell was it? Oh, Youngstown, Ohio. Is that on the way to Chicago?
No idea.
I think it is. Youngstown, Ohio.
That makes sense, I think.
The most god awful Taco Bell I've ever had in my entire life, and I never had it again.
Yeah.
Did you write them a strongly worded letter?
No, I took a couple of bites. I bought way too much of it. Took a couple of bites of one burrito, and I was like, "This is disgusting. I'm never gonna eat this again." And I
Oh
didn't.
wow.
It was
And
off
that was
the,
the-
it was off the whatever in Youngstown, Ohio. I don't know.
I mean, Taco Bell's not that great. Even your best Taco Bell experience is pretty mediocre, I would say. So if you get a subpar Taco Bell, you're really in trouble.
Yeah. Dude, there's a place in Raleigh on at NC State, like on their main strip, and it's called Taco Bell Cantina,
Oh,
and it's like a fancy Taco Bell. Like they serve
serve
like
booze?
beer. Yeah, like beer, and I think they serve margaritas. We've never been, but I wonder if the food's any better
was
than
that
like
like
a regular
No.
Taco Bell.
Are you gonna go?
Well, not now because of the pandemic, but
Right.
maybe one day.
It's good to dream big. We all get that vaccine. We hit up the Taco
Yeah.
Bell Cantina.
Oh,
Look
yeah,
at world.
baby.
Here we come.
Living it up. Valentines Day 2022.
Get ready, babe. On the fancy necklace. Best dress. I'm going to the Taco Bell Cantina. All the beer you like. You want extra guacamole?
Tecate.
Go for it.
Tonight's your night, babe.
You married right, I'll tell you what.
That's funny.
Man, do you ever wonder why like Valentine's Day, like in like a relationship, is always supposed to be like the guy taking the girl out or like doing stuff for like his girl, you know? How come it's not the other way around? Like the girl does like something nice for her man, you know?
Frank
If that's
Sinatra
the kind of relationship
started
you're into.
playing in my head.
Wait, what?
The song "That's Life."
No.
That's life. Literally, as soon as you got done, that's life. That's life. That's what people say.
I don't know. Is that part of the patriarchy, or is that something else going on? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want somebody to take me out, man. That's it.
Give you a big hug and tell you everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Take me out to a nice dinner at the Taco Bell Cantina.
That would be awesome. But
Do you think you guys will ever go to like a salad bar or like a food buffet ever again?
I'll probably
I
do
wasn't-
everything again, I assume.
Yeah. Like a Sizzler?
All in time. Yeah, man. I had a couple of good nights at the Sizzler on tour.
Eating like a king.
Yeah, I'd get like the fanciest $20 steak they had in the salad bar. Suge and I would go to town on those things, man.
Oh man, Suge.
But
That's probably the fanciest place that Suge eats ever, right?
yeah,
He doesn't go any
Suge loves
fancy.
his fast food.
Loves it. Man, he's volunteering there at the in Orange County at the vaccination site.
Yeah. He got his first dose, right? That's what he said yesterday.
Or I think he's in line.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's just in line.
Yeah, because he's like helping serve food and stuff, I believe, to the workers.
Yeah.
I think that's his deal. So, hell of a guy.
So
He is our guitar technician.
what? Yes. I was looking into that here in Lawrence, Kansas, about like volunteering to help with vaccinations. They're looking in general for anyone to help, but you don't get any priority to get vaccinated yourself here if you do it, which to me felt a little bit like, well, I'm probably not gonna do that then if I'm not vaccinated.
Yeah, if there's, I mean, like they should like. Wouldn't it be nice if they're going to throw some doses away at the end of the day that you would have because you're there and doing the work?
You'd think you'd get something if you're, because you're going to be a lot more at risk than the average person while doing that.
I don't know if this is true, but I bet you maybe they just said that because think about all the people that would just go and do whatever to get vaccinated.
That
Yeah,
could be.
true.
That could be. I
True.
don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
I
my
should
mom
call
just
them
got her
bluff.
second dose. My brother-in-law got his second, so it's all coming around.
Wow.
And I forget if I mentioned
Dude.
last week, but more people in New York, and I think the whole United States have gotten their first dose than have been infected with COVID.
Is that right?
Yeah. Like the or like was it the infection or like the test rates or the death rate or like how did that? Because I like saw something about that. Or I heard it on NPR, but I wasn't
Good question.
totally
I know. As of today in New York, 10% of the people eligible to get the vaccine have gotten it, which is really cool. And 75% of healthcare workers, and we're allegedly hitting the point where the healthcare workers, it's people that say they don't want the vaccine for whatever reason.
Wow.
So you're hitting like mass acceptance of it, or it's a good thing.
Yeah.
There's that reminded me of this other funny thing I saw on Twitter. There was like somebody was quoting a tweet and it was something like Joe Rogan won't get the vaccine, but says it's okay for some people. And then the person like quoted the tweet and wrote, "Oh, so he'll take the steroids, but not the vaccine." I thought that was really funny.
You know, there's people that I've seen that I'm like that won't do it. Where I'm like, I know all the hard drugs you've done.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, so you're
I think
okay
you're
with
all
that?
You're gonna be just fine. You have
You've-
no idea what were in those hard drugs at all.
And we're made in a trailer park somewhere by a guy
Yeah,
without a medical
You had no-
degree.
Yeah, just
no
some
issue
guy.
with that shit, but you gotta fucking get out of here.
It's like some Drano and bleach made by a guy,
Right.
and that's what you've enjoyed a lot over
Yeah.
a lot of years.
Let's cut it. Let's cut the garbage.
Let's get real here. You just don't want to do it. Okay, it's okay.
It's funny though when you think of it like that, and you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
like-
I'm all in. I'm all in. When it's my turn, I'm in. I don't want to
Yeah.
cut the line.
Maybe they should find a way for people like that, for the vaccine to give you a little high, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
If they can get that going, a vaccine that gets you high.
I think by the time that we get it, like they're gonna be like, it doesn't even matter, but here you go,
Yeah.
because everybody has it.
Yeah. We are
It
last
does
on
seem
that
like
list.
that's possible.
Oh yes, we
Yeah.
are.
I like
Yeah.
got like I filled out a or like there was like through like the like the healthcare system that is in network, they like I got an email that was like, check your your eligibility for the vaccine, and like I filled out the questionnaire, and they're like the last group. But then in North Carolina, they're also like I think they bumped up like restaurant workers and like service industry folks that work in the bar and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was thinking to myself, well, we work in bars sometimes, but no, in the very last group there.
Rock and rollers, last group.
Yep.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
Z.
It-
Group Z.
Z,
Real
Yeah.
rock and roll guys
Well, middle-aged white man in a rock and roll band.
with no
nobody
comorbidities.
Yeah. There's
You
that,
get to live
yeah.
the dream, you assholes. Take your seat in the back.
Go home.
Go home and write a song about it, wuss.
Little bitch.
But I think that'll be good. You know, when I got that injection in my hip, like I took a test. I had to take a test before.
Like a math quiz.
Yeah. It was super
Man,
hard. And I was like, what am I
woman,
doing this for? It's
Toilet,
back.
television.
Sorry.
It's nice to know that I did not have it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
it's
it
wild.
man, woman, person, camera, TV?
Fucking idiot.
Ah.
I missed it. Did you just say?
Political humor from 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
That's
it's
really like a
8
dementia test.
Yeah.
years.
But he didn't realize that, and then a lot of the news outlets just didn't mention that for whatever reason.
No, he was amazing at it. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter what the test was for.
Yeah.
Everybody's
A
saying
plus.
He did
Everybody's saying it.
yeah. Got an
Got
A
extra
plus on
credit.
his dimension.
Man.
Oh man, I think that's a good way to end it. A plus on the dementia test.
Yeah. That could be another name for a record. We need to keep that in the keep it in the queue.
I will, but hey, I think we did an A plus podcast today. I think everyone's really lucky to have had this.
A plus. Everybody's saying it, Shaun.
Everybody.
Everyone's
Everybody.
Everyone is saying it. Everybody.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week and have a very happy Valentine's Day.
Bye, guys.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye bye. Bye, fellers. Bye bye.